All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Word with Ty Brownlow. I am your host, Ty Brownlow, and remember, no one is worthless. No story is worthless. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special guest for you. Let me give you a couple of words about my guest. Author, evangelist, persistent, inspirational. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Maryland, put your hands together for Miss Rennee Hubb. How are you?
Hello. Thank you so much for having me today. Thank you.
Man, look. We are always happy to have stories of inspiration and motivation on Word with Ty Brownlow. That is some of the principles that this show is founded on. And you have a story. You have a story to tell. So,
yes.
And I feel your story is very much needed, especially during these times. So
yes.
Let's just get right into it if you don't mind.
Not a problem at all. Where would you like for me to start? Like you said, I have a story to tell.
Okay, all right.
I don't know
so
exactly.
Look, I'm gonna jump right into it.
Okay.
Basically, you have, with COVID and everything else going on in the world, a lot of people are losing family members, loved ones, and this is time for a lot of people. You recently just lost 4 members of your family. Lost a nephew, a niece, a grandmother, and a grandfather. Can you just tell us a little bit more about that if you can?
Sure. Well, it was June 6th, my grandfather passed away. And then on July 6th, we lost my grandmother. July 20th, my 30-year-old niece passed away from cancer. And then July 22nd, my 28-year-old nephew passed away. He lost his battle with kidney disease. So, all of that happened, I would say, within like a 30, 45-day period during the summertime, during COVID, where we couldn't see them. And I actually was given the opportunity to see my grandmother a week before she passed. I had no idea that would be my last visit with her. So it was kind of hard, losing them during this time period because, like I said, with COVID, them being in a hospital, my niece was in Georgia during the time, and it was just hard to see everyone, and we couldn't see everyone because of COVID.
Wow. That is, and it's like I said, this pandemic has played its part in a lot of stuff going on in the country and not being able to see loved ones during this time, that just pulls on our heartstrings. So how did you find the strength to carry on, not being able to visit family?
One thing, I'm definitely a believer. I follow Christ. I have my faith, but and going through this process with my nephew, him being so young, and I was very involved in his life. I had started a hashtag years ago called Inspiring to Live. And losing him, I took a 30-day break from everything. I have a show. I took a break from that, from ministry. I took a break from everything to kind of refocus and figure out, where do I go from here? And that's when Inspiring to Live was birthed. And thinking about my nephew, he always inspired people. Even though he was in pain, he smiled. He did not stop. So I was determined that I did not want his memory to be lost. So that's where Inspiring to Live was birthed. And daily, I try to encourage people, keep going. Sometimes I do videos, sometimes I'll post inspirational messages. But just during this time, people need encouragement. There's so much negativity going on in the world.
Exactly.
And that's just, that's just what I try to do every day. And going through that process of inspiring other people is really helping me to heal because, it's tough. I'm not going to tell you that I don't have bad days, because I do have days where I cry. But just somebody message me and say, you know what, I needed that. I'm like, okay, I'm going in the right direction.
Okay. Well, now you've hit on something, very personal, because as you said, there's a lot of people going through things right now. And right now the country is a little bit in turmoil, you know, like you're either for this side or this side. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of shaming and everything else going on.
Yeah.
What encouraging words do you have for those who are going through trying times right now? You know, job loss, loss of family, loss of home, you know, just, man, losing of patience or what have you. Like what encouraging words can you lay, you know, pretty much upon these people during this time?
I say, my favorite scripture, lean in all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. People are looking in so many different directions for so many different things, for finances, for healing, you know, for all of these different things, but you have to hold on to your faith. And I tell people all the time, I understand, I've lost a job, I've lost a home, I've lost a loved one. I've been down when I felt like I couldn't get any lower. But I always remember that if I wake up the next day, if you wake up the next day, that means that you've been given an opportunity to live. You've been given an opportunity to go look for another job, another opportunity to look for another house. Like every day that you wake up is an opportunity for you to go and just know that life is there. Because if it wasn't an opportunity for you to get it, you wouldn't have woke up the next day.
Y'all heard the lady, okay? Look at I didn't say it. She said it, okay? All right. Look, no, those are great words. Those are great words. And you know what? Those are inspirational words. And I think that's something that we really need to hear, you know?
Yes.
Now, you talked a little bit about your site, Inspiring to Live, you know, and pretty much what sparked that. I went on the website, and you are an author, okay?
Yeah.
Author of the book, Bound to Found.
Yes.
Can you tell our listeners, what is that book about and what sparked you to write that?
For Bound to Found is a book about my life. I was a teenage mom. I had 2 kids by the time I was 18. Okay. I lost my mother in my early 20s, and I have a 12-year-old sister. So when my mom passed, she came with me. So I had my 2 children, 12-year-old sister. I was 22 at that time with raising 3 kids. And I went through so much during that time period. Went through being homeless, went through depression, went through battling with suicide and not feeling worthy. And writing this book, it helped me to help others understand that I was bound by so many things, and just helping me to honestly be free and helping others get free. The book includes a journal where I tell my story, but I ask people questions to kind of make them think about their situation, make them think, you know, how can I get out of this bad relationship? How can I get out of depression? How can I get out of feeling like, you know, I can't get a job? So basically, that's what it's about. It's about giving people hope and letting people know that, you know, you're not the only one that went through this, and there's still life after this. So keep going.
Told y'all those words, author, evangelist, persistent, inspirational. She just gave it all to you in that sentence right there. So look, man, she just gave you the whole gamut right there. No, I love it. I love it, Rennee. I mean, because as I said, you are shining. You're a light that's shining, and people.
Oh, thank you.
Man, look, we need whatever light we can get during these days. All right. So if that's you, if you are that beacon, then why not? You know, go, you know, follow you. Everybody follow Rennee. She's obviously right there right now. Follow Rennee. Okay. What's next for you? I mean, you know, you have your website, you have your book. What's next for Rennee Hubb?
Well, I have a perfume. I just launched a new perfume named, of course, Rennee.
All right. Why not? Why not? Okay.
So I have a new perfume. I'm working on some other things as well, but my products are on my website. Also, I was given an opportunity. They're on Walmart.com. So for me, I'm like, that's a major step for somebody who had no hope, but to be able to go to Walmart.com and say, oh, you know what, by the way, you can buy my sweatshirt, my shirt, my perfume, like, a perfume named after myself. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Hey, I love it. I mean, no, seriously, I love it because, like, your whole story, just how everything has gone, for you, pretty much from being a teenage mom to where you are now, businesswoman, author,
yes.
Being inspirational. Like, you are what Word with Ty Brownlow is all about. Okay, you are the motivation, and you are the empowerment, and you are the inspiration. So,
thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem. Now, this brings me, though, to my last question, the question that my show is known for, so I have to ask.
Okay.
Rennee Hubb, what is the one word that best describes you and why?
Impact.
Okay. It says it right there on the shirt, but
yes. When I think about impact, there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about when God left the 99 and went after the one. And when I think about that scripture, I think about the 99 being the popular group. And I think about that one and making an impact on that one. And that's my biggest thing. Popularity, it fades. You have to do whatever you have to do to start it, to get that popularity, to keep it. But impact is something that you planted a seed, you made a change in somebody else's life. And that's the one word that I stand by, is making an impact on somebody's life.
Okay, all right. You know what? I'm going to give you a word. Your word will be monumental, all right? Because I feel like that's the type of impact you're making on someone. Like, you're taking them from the ground up, like you're building up, and, you're just sharing from your experiences and yes. Pretty much your life. And that's the best, experience is the best teacher. So hats off.
Yes, it is.
Hats off to you.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you.
Now, if people wanted to get in contact with you, how can people get in contact with you?
I am on Instagram at Inspiring to Live. Also, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Rennee Hubb, and that's RENNEE Hubb. Again, Facebook and Instagram, and my website is inspiring2.live.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all heard the lady. Look, go out there, check her out. Check out, Bound to Found. Check out that perfume, Rennee. Go ahead, get your Christmas gifts on real quick. All good. Pick up a sweatshirt, pick up a t-shirt, and look here. This is Word with Ty Brownlow. I am Ty Brownlow. Remember, no one is worthless. No story is worthless. You can follow me on social media. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Word with Ty Brownlow. You can follow me on Twitter at Ty Brownlow TV. Or, if you want this interview plus other great interviews, you can go to my website at tybrownlow.com. Miss Rennee Hubb, I thank you for being my guest today. We out, everybody. Peace.
Thank you.